If a masterpiece is defined by its ability to endure time, the question is, why does it survive? Is it craftsmanship, marketing, or the way it taps into something universal like memory, comfort, or desire? For most of human evolution, the sense of smell was more critical than taste or sight. Before language and culture, the earliest humans used it to find a partner, detect danger, and even sense rain. And with that, our brain began to catalogue life on planet Earth using smell. Those early instincts never truly left us, which is why we perceive something like smoke as feeling intimate, and why citruses can feel open and signal bountiful freedom. Perfumery doesn't invent these meanings, but rather it reveals them. And few materials are as instinctively tied to summer as Neroli. One designer who clearly understood that was Tom Ford. So when the private blend collection first launched, one of its first fresh fragrances wasn't radical and innovative, but it was timeless. Drawing from the lineage of 4711, a fragrance that had already mastered this idea, he took a centuries-old formula and dressed it in cinema. Visions of Mediterranean waves and open horizons on the Italian coast inside of a blue glass bottle. Among the shadows of oud wood and the indulgence of tobacco vanille, Neroli Portofino became the escape, like a breath of air among a world of dimly lit seduction. Now, nearly 2 decades later, Neroli Portofino Parfum arrives as the same Riviera fantasy. With Neroli that feels less crystalline and more round, it wears closer to the skin but with greater intent. This is one with less breeze and more body. There's a subtle shift in texture, like linen replaced with silk. The brightness is calmer, the florals more integrated, and the composition no longer rushes to disappear. Much like the shift from oud wood to its parfum, this version trades volatility for presence, and it lingers with confidence. Among the family of bright notes, Neroli feels the most dignified. It balances zest and sweetness with bitterness and edge. A gentleman's freshness, if you will. That, when supplemented by blood orange, like it is here, pulls to a space of great versatility, almost like a chameleon of social settings. And that's because perfumery doesn't create these associations or meanings, but reveals them. One might assume Tom Ford didn't choose Neroli because it was safe, but because it was already embedded with us. So maybe perfumery isn't invention, but rather a process of uncovering our own instinct, something like archaeology of the mind. Then you could say Tom Ford didn't create a fantasy, but revealed one that was already there. And perhaps he did this by tapping into something older than fashion. Just as our ancestors once followed the sea and the sun, we still follow the same invisible language. And maybe modernizing a masterpiece didn't work because it was made contemporary, but because it's ancient. Long before bottles and names, the scent was already written into us, and when the heat returns, so does the memory.